Hi guys, so today I am going to be talking about my testimony. I don't know if you guys know, but this month is actually Suicide Awareness Month, and September 10th is actually Suicide Awareness Day. But I honestly felt like because it's Suicide Awareness Month, I really felt like God wanted me to share my testimony with you guys. And I'm about to start. So, yeah. So I was about probably 13, about to turn 14, and I honestly, how it kind of just started was I started to become angry with what people said about me. Instead of, letting go what people said about me, I just held on to it. I was verbally abused too, and instead of letting God have all the stuff that was said, I just held on to it, and I started to become depressed. Then, after that, because I felt like nobody loved me, nobody wanted me, I can go through all the lies I was told. But then suicidal thoughts came in, and that's, after my depression, I felt all three things, and then I started to cut myself, too. I started to cut because every single time someone would say something about me, I would just become angry, and then it's kind of just how it kind of started, was just because people started to say stuff about me, and I started to honestly listen to what they said instead of giving it to God. Because again, like when you start cutting, it's more of how you feel on the inside, so then you take it somewhere. Instead of, you could take it to drinking, you could take it to, smoking, but I decided to do it I started to cut my skin instead of giving it to God. Then when I got healed, actually, we have these camps every year. We have these youth camps. It's ages 11 through 19. And the thing about these camps that I love and adore is, I always get something from these camps. I've learned so many things from these camps, and I'm glad that I go every year. So I believe it was like the first night we had an altar call, and that was the night where I actually surrendered everything to God. I really just, had my hand open instead of closed, because once you actually surrender everything, you have to have your hands open and letting God take all the stuff that's going on, all the drama, all the stupid things that people say about you. That's the biggest thing, is like He took everything away from me. He took everything. If I didn't let go of what was going on, I honestly have a feeling I would not be here today. I'm being serious. I don't think I would be here today, and I am so glad that God healed me, because I've been honestly able to be free and go towards the callings that God has for me. And it's amazing what God's been doing through all the years that I've been free. So I'm trying to think. The biggest thing I feel like God was also wanting me to say is too, it wasn't easy after I was dealing with that stuff. It wasn't easy. I still had the temptation to cut. I still had the temptation. It was there. The temptation was there. It was, I feel like it was always all around me. Every single time someone would say something about me, I always had that urge to. But the thing is about temptation is, the temptation that you might, feel is this, that temptation is not a sin, but once you do the temptation, that's a sin. So what I'm just trying to get at is that, it wasn't easy after I got healed. Even to this day, there's times where I have temptations to cut you. Like, wow, you've been free for so many years, but yet you have temptation. It's truth. Even Jesus was tempted. If you have read the Bible, Jesus was tempted 3 times by Satan. But the thing is that he didn't do the temptation. He didn't do it, But after Camp 2, God started to kind of like show me some stuff. Like, He honestly kind of, He showed me this verse. And the thing is, even though I've always heard it honestly almost all my life, it still has stuck with me. It says in Jeremiah 29:11, it says this: "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope in a future." So then that made me realize, first of all, I have a plan. He has a plan for my life. Second of all, why should I die, and not go towards the callings that He has for me? If I kill myself, how can I go towards where God is calling me? You know what I mean? And the thing is in Ecclesiastes 7:17, it tells us this: Do not be over wicked and do not be a fool. Why die before your time? Why die? God even asks us that question, like, why should you die before your own time, Because he has a plan for all of our lives. He has a plan, so then why should we kill ourselves? You know what I'm saying? Like, why should we? He has a plan, But the thing is that we have to be willing to cry out to God. We have to be willing. If that's honestly how you will be able to become free, is by asking God to heal you. In Psalms 34:17, it says this: "The righteous cry out, and the Lord hears them. He delivers them from all their troubles. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." The righteous person may have many troubles, but the Lord delivers him from them all. He protects all his bones, and not one of them will be broken. So from hearing those scriptures that I just shared with you guys, what I hope that you understand with these scriptures is that once we cry out to God, he can heal us, but we have to be willing to surrender to him, and honestly too is seek him with your whole heart. That's also what he wants us to do, is to seek him with our whole heart, and that's honestly how we'll be able to find him and honestly be healed. Another thing I feel like too, God wanted me to mention is that he wants us to talk to people about what we're going through. He doesn't want us just to, not talk about it, because honestly, you won't be completely healed if you don't talk about it. And yes, God can completely heal your heart, but once you start talking about it, you start feeling even freer. It's weird. You just start feeling freer. And the two lies that Satan will tell us is that, first of all, that we can't trust anyone, and second of all, he will tell us that people won't understand. And those are the lies that are such lies. I'm telling you, that is so wrong. I'm telling you that now. I honestly have decided to talk to my leaders about whatever is going on in my life, because if I don't talk about it, I won't be free from it. I will never become free, and it's better to talk to somebody about what's going on in your life. Because the thing is, I know there could be people that, you're just going through it. That's not always what leaders do. Leaders actually care about you. Leaders who are at your church care about you. Whether you talk to a youth leader about it, or whether you talk to an actual leader at your church, please talk to somebody. Do not let fear of those two lies hold you back from your calling, because if you don't, you won't be completely free. God wants you to live for him. He wants you to live in freedom. He wants us to live in freedom. He doesn't want us to live in guilt. He doesn't want us to live in anger. He doesn't want us to live in sin. He doesn't want us to. And I just pray that if you're hearing this, that you go towards the callings he has for you and don't kill yourself, because you are wanted, you are worthy, you are everything that God says about you. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, and I love you guys. I honestly pray that when you hear this, that you are touched by God through this message that he has given me. Like I said, I love you guys. I'm going to put the scriptures that I used at the bottom in my description. So I hope you guys have a great day. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys who have subscribed. Whether you don't subscribe, it's not a big deal. But thank you guys. I really do appreciate you guys. And I love you. Bye.